I'm Anthony Walker here for Sherdog.com. I'm standing in front of the Park Theater at the Park MGM here in Las Vegas for UFC 229. Just finished the pre-fight press conference. Very interesting scene. It was theatrical, yet not the way we saw in New York City at Radio City Music Hall. Instead of having an all-out confrontation between Khabib Nurmagomedov and Conor McGregor, we saw a battle of absenteeism. Started off with Khabib Nurmagomedov being there at 3 o'clock on the dot. Actually made it to the stage before Dana White, was ready to answer questions well before the UFC president found his way to the podium. Once he was there, he gave exactly 15 minutes. He stuck to that 15 minutes, said that he isn't concerned with Conor McGregor and wanted nothing more than to finish this so he can get on with his weight cut, and did not want to deal with any of the distractions involved with the hype. The crowd was not very fond of Nurmagomedov. The Irish fans have definitely arrived and made their presence very well known. Lots of chants, lots of Ole chants, lots of "you Esta on the bus" chants as well to drown out anything that the Dagestani was saying. So that was definitely an interesting scene, and it did seem to affect Khabib Nurmagomedov in some way, shape, or form. He looked visibly agitated, had some few taunts for the crowd as well. Some of the questions, you know, he simply just no-selled everything, made it clear that he wanted to be known that he didn't care what was going on with Conor, didn't care why he was late. He only cared about the task at hand, and that task at hand will take place Saturday night. So he storms off the stage. Dana White then fields a few questions while we're waiting for Conor McGregor to arrive. However, once Conor McGregor's image was shown on the screens in the theater, and it was clear that he was in the building, the crowd erupted, also with a brief interlude from Sean O'Malley, who found himself part of the crowd and rallying up the fans as well. But when Conor McGregor got to the stage, all pandemonium breaks loose. He took his place at the podium without his two belts. A gentleman did actually retrieve his belts later on, and it ended up being a scene. Definitely not what we saw in New York City, but it was a scene. Khabib Nurmagomedov, in my opinion, played it perfectly. He did what he had to do without getting caught in the crossfire that was the first press conference. Conor was not shy with anything. He promised to, quote, put a hole in his skull. He also doubled down on his taunts toward his manager, Ali Abdulaziz, once again referring to him as a terrorist snitch, and tongue-in-cheek saying that he actually wanted Ali to be his next opponent. So we had a very wild and chaotic scene. It is very clear from the crowd that the Irish fans have arrived. So as this fight week has progressed, we've seen more chaos, more insanity, more vocal fans, and it's only going to get worse. Tomorrow is going to be the weigh-ins. The ceremonial weigh-ins should be pretty ho-hum as usual. Excuse me, the actual weigh-ins will be pretty ho-hum as usual, but the ceremonial weigh-ins should be absolute chaos, and expect to see something crazy. Expect that face-off to have electricity and fireworks all over it. But until then, I'll see you tomorrow. Check out Sherdog.com for all the latest updates. Follow me on Twitter at AntWalkerMMA. Until I see you next time, stay sexy.